Good morning, everyone. It's Virgo here. It is June 29th, 2020, and happy Monday to everyone. I'm hoping that this time might be a little easier for some of you that have a difficult time to make it on Fridays. And if it works out and a lot more of you prefer to have this time period, then I will be alternating back and forth. So just wanted to mention that to everyone. As always, little man is asleep right next to me. You will be hearing his signature snore on and off, I'm sure. I apologize for that up front. There's nothing I can do about it. Little man does not do well when he is in another room. He likes to be on top of mommy all the time. And as a result of that, he snores. So anyhow, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes here by making some announcement to allow people to get into the room, because this is a live stream you probably don't want to miss if you can make it. I'm going to give you some information with regards to LightTajiriBey, or some of you know her as Pauline Ritchie, and the M.A.C and what's going on with that. And then I'm also going to give you some additional information pertaining to her mail fraud video that she did not so long ago that I think you guys will find interesting. Now, I'm hoping that it's not just my subscribers that are actually watching this particular live stream. I'm hoping that the Moors that are following the Moorish American Consulate, and specifically LightTajiriBey, are watching this broadcast. Having said that, however, please do not be rude to my subscribers in the chat, because unfortunately, if you are, we will have to block you. I don't hesitate to do things like that when someone is rude. But hoping that you guys watch this, because I think it's important that you know who you're following and what they're all about. All right, so giving everyone an opportunity to kind of pull their stuff together and get in the room, I want to make a few announcements so you guys are aware. Number one, this will be the last live stream that I have on either Friday or Monday at either time slot until the Monday after 4th of July. I will be off from tomorrow until next Monday doing some community stuff that I just cannot keep up with everything. So I had to let one thing go, which is one of the reasons why I put all of the really important videos that I had up for today. The update on Sharon Tracy Gale's docket just went up. An update on Winston Shrout just went up, and I'll be talking to you about that in a few moments also. If there is something that happens that is breaking news, I will find a way to get it to you, whether it is in the community section. And for those of you that don't get my community posts, please unsubscribe, resubscribe, hit the bell, and make sure you hit all. And that way you'll get my community tab comments also. Or I will do a quick live stream from my cell phone with screenshots of whatever it is that's breaking, so that you guys, at least you can look it up and see what it is. I don't anticipate that to happen, but it never seems to fail. I try to take a week off in July every year since I've started this 4 years ago. And I try to take a week or two off in December, close to the holidays. Because, after a while, you have to have some time to yourself, away from the research and away from all of it. What I think a lot of people don't realize is just because I don't make a video every day does not mean I'm not working on it every day. Research takes a long time, and to ensure that your sources are verified and you're putting out proper facts, all of that takes time. So just because you don't see a video from me every day doesn't mean I'm not working every day. Okay. The next thing is, so again, returning Monday after the 4th of July. All right. I also want to mention for those of you that donated and put in funding for Wonder Woman's care package from when her mother passed away a couple of weeks ago. That package has now been shipped. She should have it no later than Tuesday or Wednesday. It is very large. It had to go ground via UPS. Wonder Woman, if you are watching this morning, I am going to reveal some of what was in that package for you, so that those that actually provided donations in order to assist with your package know what it was that they got. One of the things that Wonder Woman needed very badly as she's getting ready to start her own channel was she needed to have a good set of earbuds. And that is something that, we sat and watched her cat chew her earbuds off, her wired earbuds off at one point. She got another pair, and now the audio is not working on those. So I have invested, with you guys' help, for her a nice expensive pair of the wireless earbuds that she can also use with her live streaming. So that's one thing. The next thing is yours truly crocheted her a very nice throw so that she has something of comfort. And that was something that I really enjoyed doing. It is a really nice merino wool type of blend that I think she's going to really enjoy. So that is another thing that is in there. She also requested for chocolate, so I got her 2 pounds of chocolate that is individually wrapped so that this way she can have all kinds of calories to assist in the comfort zone when she's watching Netflix with her new throw, using her new wireless earbuds. I'm not going to go into all of the other little tiny things that are in there, but basically just stuff to provide comfort to her, and that was the main objective. Okay, so next I want to remind everyone that the Virgo Triad website is up at www.virgotriad.com. There are several members that have already signed up, but there's a big update that's going to be going on over the next 7 days. So those of you that have not already become members, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. All you need to do is go over to the members section so that you have access to being able to actually respond to different forums and sending pictures and asking questions and all of that. Please head over there and do so that you are notified when new things go up, and there will be many of them over the next week that you will see. Thank you so much to those who were proactive and did that already. There will be a section that's going up or being updated on the watchdogs on my channel that is not completed yet. There's also going to be a section for scheduling that I'm working on. So, again, it's a work in progress. The database is by no means anywhere near where I would like for it to be, but have to fit it all in as I can. Okay. Let's see. James, hi, how you doing? What do you mean? Chuck called you out last night? Fill me in on what's going on. Let's see. I've got Chicken Man 061187. Hello, good morning. Stuck in the YouTube matrix. Hello, my friend. Aaron, hi. Sock Puppet. Hello, Kitty earbuds. There you go. It was hilarious. She had a pair of, I don't know if it was white or black earbuds in, and she was on live with Chuck, and that cat just chomp, and there it went. She had one side just hanging there. But the bad part is that she went and got another pair apparently, but then now the audio doesn't work. So this will cure that. I have a set that are exactly the same, and they're wonderful. They're expensive, but hey, it's definitely something to invest in if you don't have a you don't have a set at all. I would suggest, especially if you have animals, getting the wireless. Let's see. I've got Liz. Hello, Liz. Sharon has to get out of jail quick if she wants to be able to snatch all the U.S. flags down on the fort. I know it, because they didn't quite do it last year, did they? Or the year before. I can't remember which year it was, but she claimed she was going to start snatching American flags down on the 4th of July. And that was particularly irritating to those of us that were watching at that time period. Let's see. If you go on holidays, all good. Go have fun. We will miss your presence until you return. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. What happens a lot of times is this is very tedious type of research. And then in addition to that, there's only so much you can continue to go over, and there's always lulls. There's times where there's just, a lull in what's going on. So I've made it a point of being like, don't frustrate yourself trying to figure out where to go from here. Especially if I start feeling bogged down by like a bunch of nasty threats or stuff like that. I try in July and in December to take some time to myself. And in this time frame, it's going to be about dealing with some community stuff that needs to be done in our own community. And although I have to be careful because I do have an issue with my immune system currently, I'm going to be doing it safely, but this is just stuff that has to get done. And when I'm working, I don't have the time to contribute to things like that. So, okay. Hi, Joe. Yes, family time too. That's something that will take place at least 2 or 3 days out of the week. A woman who is her own lawyer has a fool for a client. That is 100% true, Gary. The situation is getting ready to kick off with Sharon again. We had that, that time frame in between where we had the illness scenario going on, specifically in that area very strongly. Unfortunately, it seems to have an uptick again. But with the absence of having the public come in, it looks like they're picking up and they're starting again. Definitely the judge is going in and doing video trials. Sharon will not agree to a judge's trial. That has already been attempted, according to the court clerk that I spoke to about this a couple of weeks ago. But and if she wants a trial by her peers, it's very likely that we may have to wait until the close of the year before that will happen. But they are picking up with other things like this motion trial, so at least we're seeing it move. Oh, Joe, I know. One of the things that I was concerned about with little man was the fact that he was snoring so much. But as it turns out, with the check of his sinuses and his, adenoids and all this other stuff, the vet said, no, this is actually pretty normal for the breed. And he may very well grow out of it when his sinuses are fully grown. So we can only hope. But I'm watching very closely because it was disturbing to me, and of course, little man, he's my guy. I got to be careful. He's my little sweet baby. So I don't know what I would do without these kids. Okay, so Lord Crimson Eye, good morning. Yes, my flurry of activity. Well, I wanted to make sure that those 2 videos went up for sure, and that this live got done because I knew I was going to have a few days of being absent. So yes, you're absolutely 100% right. And the last 2 weeks have been very, very difficult between doctor's appointments and other stuff. So I have not been on as much as I normally am. But the other thing is, I've got a list of things people have requested information on from me. And again, research takes a long time. So it's not, and then of course the videos, certain videos like Snoop's videos can take a long time. So, just because you don't see me post something for a day or 2 in a row doesn't mean that I've walked away or anything like that. I will never do that to you guys. Hi, Sean. Good afternoon. Chicken Man again. Michael in Houston. Okay, so let's see. Michael in Houston. In Houston, there are no jury trials, civil or criminal, at least through the fall. They hope to start trials towards the end of the year, but the judges are worried no jurors will show up. I have to say that with the way things are in Texas right now, I would be very concerned about being that close quarters with people at the moment. But of course, because of my illness, I'm overly cautious. But, it does seem that there's a big uptick in Texas right now, at least according to what's being shown in the numbers. Just everybody, please just be really careful, okay? A Skype juror, I know. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be awesome? Do you guys know if there any courts that are actually doing that? I haven't heard of any, but I haven't specifically looked for it either. Okay, so there's Liz sticking her tongue out as usual. All right, so the other thing that I want to let you guys know is that there was kind of a halt with a few things that I was working on that I was really hoping to have done by the end of this month. One of them is having Joe Palmetto on the show. Joe and I have not been able to actually connect, which is mainly my fault. Because I've been so super busy in other areas, but I am still looking into doing an actual live stream with Joe. I think that would be lots of fun and entertaining and hopefully educational to those that need an education on some of this stuff. But I do want to make sure that everybody is aware that Joe Palmetto has a new book out. For those of you that don't know Joe is an attorney, and I will link his actual channel information in the description of this video. Joe is just an awesomely sweet guy. He has very, very important information on laws that are concerning with regards to sovsits, Moors, and just general public. I want to make sure that you guys are aware that there was a video that Joe actually did last night where he debated a couple of Moors. I have not had the opportunity or the pleasure of watching that all the way through yet, but I understand that that is something that is now up and available. But his book is something that I want you guys to, if you have the opportunity to get a copy of. It's not overly expensive. It is being sold on Amazon, and I will link you to that also in the description of this video when it goes up. Joe's a great guy. I also am looking into the possibility of having Masshole report on the channel on a live stream, hopefully in the month of July. So just so that you guys are aware, that's all the announcements that I have. It took much longer than I meant for it to, but it does appear that we've got several people in the room now. So let me go ahead and answer the rest of these questions that I've got here as the best that I can, and then we will go into today's information. All right. Yes, I understand that it was extremely cumbersome, the scenario with the debating the Moors last night. I'm sorry that I missed it. I was busy myself, and unfortunately on the weekends, that's quite frequently what happens to me. So I wasn't able to see it, but I plan on watching it this afternoon or this evening. Oh, really? That bad, huh? Hi, Kimbles. Kimbles, are you, I think you're new, aren't you? Well, welcome. Let's see. Oh, really? My goodness. Now, I did hear that it was a rough one in terms of listening to. I'm assuming because of the people that he was debating, because Joe is generally not difficult to listen to at all. Aaron says, hi, Kimbles. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's what I understand, Joe. Well, kudos to you for being able to maintain that, Joe. And Joe Palmetto is got the patience of a saint, so I'm sure he did a good job regardless. If I can't take it, I'll turn it off. But wow, that's yeah. Pacific time is 3 hours behind me. I understand. Okay. Well, would you guys say that it was worse or better than between Artie and Devon? So glad you're here, Kimbles. I'm so sorry that it seems like I haven't seen you in a live chat before, but maybe I have. I apologize if I have a lot of people that I try to keep up with, and it's really embarrassing to me when there's when I've made a mistake like that. So hopefully I didn't. Oh, you subscribed 5 minutes ago. Okay. Vilified Freedom was really upset about Joe's live form. Really? That's shocking to me. What can somebody fill me in somewhere as to why VF would have been upset? That seems very strange, unless it had something to do with his religion. I know he's very serious about um, his Christianity, so maybe that had something to do with it. But to some extent, I would assume that he would have gone in full well knowing that they were going to be talking a great deal about, the Islamic stuff. Thank you, Andrew. That's very sweet of you. From what I could tell, Joe just let them say as many stupid things as possible. Never interrupt the witness when they are confessing. Very true. Let them give them the rope. Let them hang themselves. Wow, this is going to be a whopper. The way you guys sound, I'm not sure I will be able to deal with it. I've noticed, you would think after doing this for so many years that your tolerance would get higher. My tolerance is getting lower, you guys, to the point where every once in a while, I literally just can't stomach it. I mean, I just literally can't stomach it. I have to stay away from it for a couple of days because it's so just blatantly obvious, scammy, and just gross and nasty. It's amazing to me. You'd think I'd be able to just blow it off, but it's not so easy. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's very kind of you and very much appreciated at this time. Okay, let's see. Hello, Miss Tara. Nice to see you, dear. He was upset with the Moors. Okay, got that. BF left the chat upset. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Artie and the lawyer with Devon Bay. Road Pirate has a copy. Yes, Scam Stingers also has a copy of it, and I believe Scam Stingers has a copy of the second one where Devon is with two other people also. Artie does an excellent job, although, of course, they always claim victory after the fact. It's just really shocking to me that Vilified Freedom got that upset. The majority of the debate was spent on their belief that the Treaty of Peace and Friendship is their free pass to ignore U.S. laws. Of course, you guys know that has absolutely nothing to do with the treaty whatsoever. Let's see. I have been on VF and Chuck's channel and Masshole Report. Okay. Yeah, I knew that I had seen you on other chats before. I just hadn't seen you in this one. So now it makes sense. Sorry, I'm working iPhone. Suck him. Okay, no problem, pronoun. I got you. I understand. Oh, they were nasty to Joe. Oh my goodness, you guys, that's terrible. I'll take it in segments. That's good advice. Okay. All right, gotcha. That makes sense. Wow. Yeah. One of the reasons, and I know you guys really love to see these types of debates and stuff like that. And I actually had considered offering up a debate, and I think I did actually at one point with LightTajiriBey. But because of the fact that they are so incredibly abusive a lot of times, and in addition to that, they you don't get anywhere. See, for me, it's important that if I'm going to have a debate, that I at least understand both sides of the debate, so that I'm more equipped to be able to debate my personal feeling on the debate itself. But I have to understand both sides. And these parties that we're speaking of, they don't care to look at any evidence that is not confirmation bias. So to me, it's a total waste of time. It's like, why? I had people ask me, why didn't you debate April or June? Why would I debate a known scammer? No matter what you do, I mean, a debate is really based around two people that have different ideologies, for example, but they both feel strongly in reality about those ideologies. For me to debate a scammer who knows they're a scammer, that's not an honest debate. That's just somebody, denying consistently that they didn't do what I said they do. That's not a debate of any sort. So I'm not going to debate scammers, and I won't debate abusive people, because that's not what debates are about. Quite frankly, I don't have any desire, nor do I have time for that. Although I did at one point get irritated enough with LightTajiriBey, possibly getting people into trouble because of the things that she was saying, and she did not take me up on it. So she doesn't respond to anything that I have to say, nor ever did Sharon. So that tells you where we're at. Okay, so I would love to just sit and go over every single one of your comments, and I'm going to try to do that in the end, but I want to make sure that we get to today's actual meat. So let me go ahead and connect you to the very first thing that I think you will find interesting. And you guys know I'm not good at this screen share stuff, so bear with me. All right. Hopefully you guys remember this particular video. This is LightTajiriBey's channel, of course, and this video was titled Moorish American Government Prepaid, spelled very, very wrong, mailing process. Okay. This particular video was done because of the fact that she claimed to all of the Moors following her and all of the M.A.C people that you were actually able to go ahead and do like a federal government type of stamp that would allow people to mail off liens and affidavits and personal information from Moor to Moor without paying any postage. And I think most of you have probably seen this particular video, and I'm hoping you remember it, because we have an outcome on that. And before I get into what happened to the M.A.C with the M.A.C and LightTajiriBey's drama, I want to show you what we have located regarding this specific claim that she made on the prepaid mailing. All right, so now I have to hook you up to another. Now, I'm not going to be able to play a whole bunch of this. I'm just going to play a small part of it so that you guys can actually see what the envelope says. This, once again, is a post that was forwarded to me by a subscriber who caught it on Facebook. And this is someone who walked outside their door and bam, they've got all the mailings that they used this false little doodad here up claiming prepaid mail, all on their front step. So here we go.
Peace and grand rising, Moors. I just wanted to put on record, man. I just got this entire package of mailings, of court actions and notifications and all that stuff, sitting outside my doorstep just when I decided to step outside and get some sunshine. Now, I went through Empress Light's training, instructions on how to do the prepaid mailing. And as you can see here, this is the latest, upgrade. I've been over time, getting everything according to rule. And as you can see, I do need to upgrade my stamp again and make those letters a bit bigger and all that stuff. But the Moorish American Consulate, mailing location, for me.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Refused for postage. There is absolutely nothing, not one single thing, that gives the Moors, no matter who they claim to be, no matter what kind of government they claim to have, the right to use prepaid without having a prepaid license, to use prepaid postage in the manner that they are. And I and many others debunked this back when the video was actually done. This gentleman goes on in this video to say that there have been months worth, and that these specific ones that have come back entail those that were from either the beginning of the month or the end of the previous month. It takes a while for them to come back. Now, if you watch this video, which I'm going to go ahead and put in the description for you guys to view, you will also see that this man has some green slips with the misunderstanding that people have signed for them and have sent them back themselves. That's not how it works. How it works is when you mail certified mail, which this would not be, her whole lesson was just not correct. I'm not even going to go into that at this point. The green slips that he's getting back, from what I could see, had stamped received on them. That's from the post office. And by the way, it's the postmaster that forwards them back to the person with the signature on them if they get them signed for when a postal worker goes in and hands them to someone. Now, it's possible that some of these slipped through the cracks and they thought that it was a U.S. mailing, a U.S. government mailing. But we're talking about a small amount in comparison to all these that are coming back as returned for postage. Now, the funny thing about this is that this was a lot less known about by the post offices before Pauline made the video on it. When she made the video on it, every Moor that was watching Facebook or other groups or whatever started using this method, and very rapidly the postmaster picked up on it and said, whoa, what the heck is going on? Now, I had the opportunity to speak to one in Oregon, and they informed me that, hey, we have an 800 number for this kind of fraud. And this is exactly what is considered fraud in terms of this type of mailing. So actually printing out the way, in the manner that Pauline did, and then forwarding that PDF to others to download and print out and use, that's actually counterfeiting. Anyway, I was able to find out a whole lot about that. We all knew it wasn't going to work out, and that this was going to be the ending result. But these people still are willing to put their names and addresses on the line for the inspectors to go and investigate. This is not a thing, people. It's not. Unless you are part of the federal government yourself, or you have paid for a license to be sending out prepaid mail, which, by the way, hence the word prepaid, okay? Yes, it actually has to be paid for. It has to be paid for either prior to the mailing, where you get a discount for paying for so many mailings that are all the same thing. Then you get a license in order to do that, along with a number in order to do that. Or you are paying regular postage. You're not special. I'm sorry. I know that might make some of you angry, but the truth is you're going to waste a lot of time in paper, printing, ink, envelopes, and gas going back and forth, dumping these things that you may as well be throwing in the trash, because 90% of them are going to come back to you. And they're going to say, guess what? You need to pay the postage. But eventually, when so many of them get clogged up in the system, they're going to start taking names, because this is fraud. Okay, so that's number one. I wanted to deal with that first. Let me see. I need to get rid of this one particular comment that I've got up here, if I can. There we go. So it'll be easier for you guys to see the rest of this. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and put that in the description so that you guys can look at it later. It's an interesting video, and I think you guys should watch it because this man is very confused. And I kind of feel sorry for him because you can tell that he honestly thinks that this is just the government trying to like thwart their efforts or whatever, when in reality it's fraud from the get-go, but regardless. All right, so many of you have already heard about LightTajiriBey's troubles with the M.A.C. Now, many of us don't thoroughly actually understand what the whole setup of the M.A.C is, but this is the best I've been able to get. We have Taj Tariq, who is, of course, the Grand General, whatever, right, of the M.A.C, including all of his other stuff that he's got his footprints in. We had Shalimar Bey, or otherwise known as Mark Ritchie, which is Pauline's brother, who stepped down from being one of the secondary general of the Moorish American consulate. Then, of course, we have the first supposed justice, which is LightTajiriBey, or was, and then Sharon Tracy Gale. And then you start moving down, trickling down from there. There's another party that's involved, apparently, or another grouping with another so-called department that has some form of what they consider to be jurisdiction over the Moorish American consulate through the supposed and strange Moorish American government that they claim. Now, keep in mind, these are all claims that they're making that I have never been able to substantiate as a recognized corporation or any other kind of business or government ever, anywhere. But according to them, there are specific regulations and authorities over one another and everything else. They don't agree on all those things, which I find to be interesting because generally, there's some form of, I don't know, like a constitution might be something. And generally, everyone that starts a government agrees to these regulations, rules, and authorities. For example, we have, the Senate, the House, the judicial branch, and the executive branch. That was all agreed to, you know what I mean? But that's not the way that they roll. So, all I can tell you is what I've been told and the research that I've been done. Okay, here we go. Something I want you to hear that I think is interesting. And this is just a snippet. By the way, people, this is fair use. It's well under the time frame that would be considered fair use. I'm also not going to be showing any faces or any actual visual on this. So, have at it if you want to try and screw around and be nasty about a 20-second clip. That is, of course, going to you, LightTajiriBey. But their last call that was made, I want to kind of give you guys an update by letting you hear just about 10 seconds of what's going on due to the claim that this authority group over the M.A.C has ousted LightTajiriBey for many things, and we're going to be going over that document in just a minute. So here, let me share with you the audio of this particular video that was made. And the name of this is, Do Sovereign Indigenous Moors Have Jurisdictions Over Other Sovereign Indigenous Moors? And this is what it looks like. And as you can see, there is up on the screen, there is a document that are questions for discussion. Do the Moors have jurisdiction over other Moors? Support your response with the law. Can Moors assume jurisdiction over other Moors without their sovereign consent? So on and so forth. All right, then you go down here, and I found a very interesting little comment here, in which I thought you guys would get a kick out of hearing. So this says at 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 50 seconds, there's matriarchal catfighting. You are not above justice. What in the heck is going on here? I am confused. I am really confused right now. Islam, we need to have some order. Islam, it's hilarious. And it actually is. So I'm going to play it for you real quick. Like I said, it's just a couple of seconds. And here we go.
Serve that justice too. You are not above justice, LightTajiriBey. Unfortunately, that's not how we be a sovereign. Islam.
What in the heck is going on here? Are we?
Yeah,
why
what
are we?
is going on here?
Please hold on.
I am
please
confused.
Hold on.
I'm really confused right now.
I just wanted to give her an opportunity to. Please, can we?
We need to have some order.
Yes.
Indeed, you do need to have some order. And quite frankly, you're all confused, and none of you are above the law. I thought you guys would find that interesting and funny due to the fact that we have an actual document here that was placed on Facebook in all of the glory of the Moorish American consulate's letterhead. So I'm going to take you over there and we're going to read it right now. For those of you that are commenting in the comment section, I will go back and try and look at all your comments. I am sorry, but I just can't keep up with both things at once. Okay, here we go. All right, so here we go. This is what was actually put out there in Internet Moorland for the Moorish National Republic federal government. And here we go. Lawful decree by the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body for the Moorish American Consulate. We, the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body, by the delegation of authority from Emir Grand Sheikh LightTajiriBey, hereby announce this lawful decree for the removal for LightTajiriBey from the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body for the Moorish American Consulate as of, and I'm not even going to attempt to try to read the crazy date that they've got, by lawful due process from a majority vote by the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body. This lawful due process was grounds for removal concerning contract breaches of Grand Supreme Judiciary and Consul Commission, information and security breaches, usurpation of authority, overt acts of self-legislation, and gross negligence not voted by nor agreed upon by a lawful judicial meeting. All said acts are non-feasance, misfeasance, and malfeasance, and egregious in nature. Egregious, I believe, in nature. Nature of decree. Number one, this is the facts, you guys. LightTajiriBey breached the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body contract by violating agreements that were made in the judiciary meeting on the 22nd of I don't even want to go there, but it's basically June 22nd, y'all. So if you want to look up what the video was on that date, if she has not removed it, then you'll be able to hear what they're talking about. LightTajiriBey breached her consul commission by releasing secure information from the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judiciary meeting on June 22nd, 2020. The release of this secure information jeopardized the security and prosperity for our Moorish American nation. LightTajiriBey usurped authority by self-appointing herself as the, quote, the Chief Justice of the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body for the Moorish American Consulate, end quote, without the majority vote from the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body. I can't tell you how exhausting this is to even try to read. All right, now I'm going to go on to the next screenshot, so give me just a second here. Okay. It's okay, Maisie. Hi, baby. How are you? You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi, Maisie. Say hi, Maisie. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, here we go. So here's the second screenshot. Number 4, LightTajiriBey committed gross negligence by disregarding the importance of security measure agreements. Oh, there's Maisie saying hello. That was put in place by the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body on the 22nd of June. And number 5, LightTajiriBey has committed overt acts of non-feasance, the same thing over again, by dishonoring security measure agreements made by her that were supposed to be in accordance with the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body, the Moorish American Consulate, the Moorish nation being the Moorish Divine, and National Movement of the World on June 22nd, 2020. The resolution and conclusion is any further acts such as statements, videos, correspondence, social media posts, conference calls, emails, texts, etc. will be related in conjunction, association, affiliation, nor in harmony with the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body. Woo! For the Moorish American Consulate, any further acts will be on her own behalf only. LightTajiriBey does not speak on behalf of the de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body, nor for the Moorish American Consulate. Anything further from LightTajiriBey is deemed null and void by this de jure organic Grand Supreme Judicial Body. In love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, we are the de jure organic Grand Supreme. I feel like I'm at Taco Bell Judicial Body for the Moorish American Consulate. All right. Thoughts, feelings, and ideas. Tell me what you guys think. LightTajiri has been ousted from her throne and is now on her own. And they have made that very clear, have they not? I would like some sour cream with that, please. Oh my goodness. The answer, I believe, is no. I don't think she will listen. I don't think she will listen. I think she will continue right on as she has been. Now, here's the news. From the inside Moors, the Moors that actually are not only watching as we are, but actually involved enough to be able to provide information to the watchdog groups because they know from what they have been through themselves that this is something that's very bad for their community and their members. So they have informed me that there has been a reduction in those showing up for her judicial meetings by more than 50%. So something has happened here. Their ousting of Queen Mimi has made a difference. And yes, I believe she was pretending wrong to the person who actually made that statement. Now, here's the sad part, you guys. So, I am not appreciated when it comes to exposing this lie. in any way, shape, or form. And unfortunately, it's not just by the scammers or the con artists that are doing it. It's by the followers that really, truly believe it. And no matter what you put into play, in order to try to discount that, oh, well, they can't be very smart, for example, if they believe what she's saying or what Sharon was saying or what anybody was saying with regards to a lot of the things they were claiming. Does not having maybe this form of common sense mean that those people deserve to be scammed? It doesn't, in my opinion. But there are a great number of people that believe that my purpose is just supposedly to hurt the movement. It doesn't even matter that, I've supported in the past the Temple Moors. Doesn't even matter. Because these people believe that the Temple Moors are all just really part of being hand-in-hand contract with the U.S. government, and they don't like the U.S. government because they don't feel they've been treated fairly, and in a lot of instances, maybe they weren't. Everybody has their own personal scenario, their own personal situation in which they feel justified in disliking our government. It doesn't make it nullified. It doesn't make it disappear, and it certainly doesn't mean that you can make up your own history. But regardless, they prefer what the scamming Moors are saying. So that automatically makes me the enemy. And unfortunately, that means that they're quite frequently not listening to a broadcast like this, which is very clearly their own group of people saying, you know what? You need to go because you're crazy, or you're saying things that are obviously going to get people in trouble, or what have you. And the other part of it saying, hey, here's proof. Here's proof, you guys. This is not working. Why is this not working? I followed exactly what she told me to do, and it's just not working. So just letting you guys know that this exposing is probably not going to do anything more than it has in the past with Sharon. But slowly and surely, individuals are being taken down through infighting, as you heard. And that infighting is taking place because no one wants to take responsibility for the irresponsible actions that they have made from the very beginning. And that includes who claims to be the Moorish American divine national government. When you don't go about things honestly, sooner or later, someone's going to pay. And the majority of the time, it will be the individuals that have stuck their necks out there, just as Sharon did. Yes, I know, Maisie. Just as Sharon did, and just as LightTajiriBey has done. Okay, I'm going to go through some of your comments real quick. We are heading up on an hour. I'm not going to take this particular stream out too far today. I don't have a guest today, and I don't have a game for us to play today because I wanted to make sure everybody got this news. I do have one other announcement I want to make sure everybody is aware of, because particularly the people on this stream will be interested in it. Miss Tara, you know what? Quickly, I'm sorry, you guys, to interrupt here what my thought was, but they are huge talkers. Maisie does dislike the Moors. She hears a Moor talking, or she hears me mention the name, and immediately will start what you guys just heard. And I think it's because she senses my irritation with the whole subject. I could be wrong. Maybe it's my blood pressure. I don't know. But she does seem to have a distaste, we'll say, for it. And she makes herself known. Other things Maisie will speak up about are, you're 10 minutes late with my dinner. What the heck? Or one of my favorites is, yes, baby. Maisie can say, I love you. And I love it when she does that. Okay, so we are going to go over a couple of the comments here. Are you going to keep talking? Or are you going to let Mama finish? You going to keep talking? Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Okay, Sharon Tracy is going to be livid that her second in command had her wings clipped. Very possible. Although I'm sure Sharon is still wondering why she's sitting in jail when in reality, Sharon has a bond that she could get out on. Even with her disappearance act of earlier, she is still able to actually get out if they would just come up with the money to oust her from her jail cell. Not a good look for the consulate. A movement based on misinformation is doomed to failure 100%. 100%. Light bulb burnout, should have used LED. Very good. Rubber ducky, we don't agree with what? I guess no one agrees. Well, you know, if you're talking about them, 100% they are not agreeing. And this is a problem that the Sovsit groups have always had. When the heat starts to come on, and it always does, it may be a year down the road, it may be 3 years down the road, but when they start their scamming, the heat eventually gets turned up. And then they start throwing around each other's names and start putting out information that doxes other people and damages the security of the movement. Sound familiar? And as a result of that, lots of infighting goes on, and of course, it always ends up breaking apart, as we've seen numerous times. By the way, loving your new pink rubber ducky. Okay. Sharon wasn't in command. She was like third tier. She was just a useful idiot to them. Very true. And I didn't mean that she was a leader of any sort in reality. What I meant is that they put her in a position that is equal to LightTajiri, or almost equal to. My understanding is that she did actually report to Light. So I guess third tier is a correct assessment of that. And none of them could understand when she writes in her made-up language. And I hope you guys saw my video on that, where I actually said to her, you cannot use the English language in verbal terms and then claim it as just bad, with it's really just being bad spelling in written. Having your own language means verbal language first, written later. And in reality, the rules state in linguistics that you don't even have to have a written form of it. You do, however, have to have a verbal form of it. So all of that she has attempted to try to do to get herself some kind of a spot in the U.S. government eyes of having their own language, so therefore they can be their own tribe, is all wasted energy because it always needed to be spoken, not written. All right. Yes, Rubber Ducky, I agree, Aaron says. Yes. Yes, stuck in the YouTube matrix, Maisie definitely has an issue with the Moors. Okay. We need a Maisie cam. I asked you guys a while back whether or not how you thought a channel would do with just the kids. And I'm still considering the possibility of doing that once I've got the website under a little more control, because right now I'm manning, several different places, plus trying to assist the other watchdogs. So I wouldn't be doing it right away, but I thought about actually doing that. We're having our backyard redone, and when that is complete, there will be a nice place for me to do some actual videos where I can use a tripod, and I think that would be fun. You guys let me know what you think. Oh, and you know what? Maisie is extremely intelligent too. Her breed just is an intelligent breed anyway. But yeah, she definitely knows them by name. It's interesting. You understood Maisie, yes. Yes. And you know what? People that walk by the house and get too close, they understand Maisie too. It's one of the reasons I love Maisie. She's very overprotective, yet very sweet to her family. Michael says, Sonny, I liked your comment. I think I missed that comment, but Little Bear. Oh, yes. Oh, if you're talking about her speaking, she sounds like a lion. The first time that we heard her as a baby actually speak, it sort of scared us a little bit because she's got such a big voice. Okay. Yeah, Fur Baby channel. Well, Morgana has her own channel, but it was very difficult for mommy to keep up with at the time. And so I need to have a little bit more free time to do one, but I'm kind of excited about it. I think that would be really fun and maybe take some of the stress, everyday stress of doing a channel like this away a bit, because I always try to spend more time with the kids when I feel stressed out. Puppy power, yay! So, little man is running for puppy POTUS, as you saw from my comment section. If you didn't, go take a look at my, not comment section, community section. Go take a look at my community section and you will see little man's actual endorsement of his ad. Oh, yes, Shannon speaks fluent Maisie. My GPA called his boxer Bear Dog for that reason. Yeah. I mean, and little man is also quite verbal. And he doesn't just snore. You know when little man wants something. Hey, what did you get on your nose? Come here. Okay. All right, sit down, you guys. They're getting rambunctious and they want their snack because they're spoiled, is the truth. Puppy POTUS. Okay, sit down, Maze. Sit down. She is so excited because she knows I'm talking to somebody, but she can't see who. I know it. Okay. Give me just a couple seconds to get them calmed down, and I will be right back with you with my final piece of information that you guys have to have. 3 minutes here, I promise. Okay, I'm back. All right, here we go. This is the last thing. Now, I made a video about this earlier, but I want to make sure everybody understands it. I'm going to share it on the screen real quick. Oops, wrong one. Hang on. You guys know I'm so good at this. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to let everybody kind of read the title here because you know that YouTube has specific rules about saying specific things. So I'm going to give you some background on this real quick. There was a petition, or rather a motion, that the family and Winston had actually submitted to the court with a request that Winston not just be removed, yes, dear, I know, but actually removed permanently from the system, in which he was supposed to be serving 10 years. In addition, they wanted him to be placed at home where he was supposedly safe. But then he tested, and he tested positive. And as you can see here, it says a judge has denied tax dodger Winston Shrout request for early release, finding that the Federal Bureau of Prisons has properly managed his illness. Even if his medical condition did warrant release, the judge said he would have rejected Shrout's proposed release plan, which called for him to remain on home confinement in a trailer in Utah. So we are still working on attempting to try to virtually get the charge eliminated, the case eliminated. All right, this is going to be in the link of this description. I've also made another video about it, so I want to make sure you guys know that it's there. Let's see, what did we put here? Maisie wants to see the other humans. I know it, she does, and she'll keep asking for it too. But also, it's 3 o'clock, which is snack time. It's either PB or banana time, and so that's part of the. I know she heard it. She heard me say it. I made the mistake of saying it, you guys, and now I'm going to have this 200-pound baby on my shoulder for the next 10 minutes. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and let this close out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I'm going to miss you over the next few days, but it is a necessity that I do this for my own community also, and so that I have a little bit of a break in between. I want to thank so many of you for showing up. It was awesome to see so many in the stream this time. And I want to thank all of you who are providing super chats and Patreon help. It's very, very helpful to me with my medication needs. You guys are going to be the first to know that I tested very well this time with the body scan. So things are looking good. My biggest issue is keeping up with my medication because due to other treatments that were done, my iron remains very low. And I need to try to keep my immune system up. Yes, dear. Especially since we have this illness running rampant. But regardless, all of you that have helped have been so wonderful. And I just wanted to reach out and let you guys know that the test came out good and let you also know how much I appreciate your help. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you all. The stream will remain, or the, not the stream, but the chat will remain open for the next couple of minutes for you guys to say goodbye. And I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.